everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with another Scrap Squad Sunday. And this week, I absolutely love the Scrap Squad lift. This is the original, and it is just an absolutely wonderful layout. There's stitching across all the circles. It's 16 circles and a photo in there, nice long title. This is Emma Clark's version of it, and she used the same kit that I'm going to be using tonight. So you'll see a lot of the same papers in mine that are in Emma's. And what I've done off camera, I'm scrapping some pictures that were taken this afternoon of my granddaughter Katie, who's going to prom. It's her senior prom. She didn't go to her junior prom, or she went with a girlfriend. And she's with her boyfriend tonight, and so I'm doing kind of a romancy sort of page. You notice that I have the same two circles here. That's because I knew I was covering that one up with the doily that I'm going to mount the photos on. So on the way that I put mine is they're a little bit more vertically oriented than horizontal, so I have room on the horizontal sides instead of the vertical sides for these strips. And I'm using the same pattern paper that Emma used on hers. I'm going to put this on here, and then I'm going to see if I can do anything that looks like the stitching that is done here and on the original. So let me just get this. Now, I went ahead and glued those down. Normally, when I do grids of shapes like that, I back them with foam so that they stand up. But this one is both the original and Emma's lift and mine are gonna look like they have to be flat because they're gonna be stitched. Now I'm going to do some fake stitching, but just to kind of tell you how I'm going to work this is I'm going to choose I've already kind of chosen my spot for the photos, and I'll do that. And you could probably say that for the most part, add some stitching in the layout's done. And that would be true, except that I have a whole bowl here of Calvinball points. And so I'm not going to, see, I'd actually cut a hole out of this paper. This is this paper right here, so I got that little thing in it. And I used it, I stuck the photo over that so that I got all those colors all around the photo. I'm actually rather proud of that. So I'm going to tilt it a bit this way. And that's a picture of the happy couple. This is a photo that was taken a little bit earlier of my son James, the girl's dad, and the Calvinball requires more than one photo, or there's a point for, it doesn't require anything, but there you get a point for, there's a point given for more than one photo, and for a black and white photo. So I actually, by having these two photos, one color and one black and white, I'm actually getting 2 points there. So I'm going to put, well, actually, let's do this. And I'll also tell you my philosophy is that I wanted to use only the Mind the Scrap March kits for this layout. So if there was something I didn't have in the kit, I I tried to die cut it like an alpha for my title. There's a toadstool that you get a point for, and I've got a little stamp here. I think I want to do it on the this aqua circle. So that's done, and I can put that. And there's a date stamp point that you get. So I've got the date set. And I tell you what, I've got a low battery setting right now. I'm going to plug my phone into the charger. And it doesn't exactly reach without some fooling around with it. Okay, so it's all plugged in, and it shouldn't die. I've got this, and I'm actually the only spot that's long enough for it is this, but I could get rid of this message and just have the date kind of right there. Why don't I do that? I'll move this to the little blank square there. I don't really want to do it there because, and I can maybe do, what I'm going to do is add all of these points as embellishments in and around the circles. Okay, so I've got the date, March 7th. It actually, it's maybe the first time I've actually done a date stamp that it came out good the first time. I'm going to put that aside. Okay, title. They put their titles kind of across here, and I know that I want to add a row of stitching here. I'll break it for this date stamp and then come down here and then go across there. I'm not going to stitch all of those circles, and I'm using this fake stitching that, let me go ahead and do it now, and then I'll see what room that leaves me for the title. And I need to do it quickly before I lose the letters for the title. That would be, would not be fun. Okay, so let me do this. I'll kind of start it right there because that's the line with the hearts. It's going to kind of go across there. And I'll get it down to here. And this shows how crookedly I put the circles on. I'll just go with that. And then I'll go up at the top, I'll do these three. I will just kind of leave it at that. Okay. Here, and I didn't, when I placed the circles, I didn't really think about what they look like with the row of stitching across them, so I possibly should have put that one somewhere else because it kind of messes it up. But actually, by the time I start putting Calvinball points on, a lot of it's going to be covered up, so I'll put that aside. That stitching so far is the only thing that wasn't in the kit that I've used. Okay, I'm going to put the title on so that I'm sure that I have room, and it's called Just Breathe because it's been kind of a chaotic day, actually a chaotic week, because Katie had lots of um, shopping and appointments and nails and hair and spray tan and all of those things. And it's time for her now just to breathe and relax and have a good time. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Let me get the adhesive on. I'm just going to put a dot I am going to go some of the circles that aren't under the stitching, and I'll determine which ones after I get the title on. I don't want to do it to one that the title's on unless I can do it part way. I'm going to do some white circles on, as you know, I'm doing it on a black background, and the others are on a white background, so they did some black doodled circles around these circles, and I thought that was cute, so I'm going to see how it looks with a white pen. And there is a white pen point that you get on Calvinball, and I will use that. Okay, so I want the E to kind of go right down here under this. If I keep with the same spacing, I want the E there. And let me see if I can space this like it was. That's eyeballing it, of course. That may be a little too close. Move it over a touch. And I will have some journaling that speaks to the chaos and excitement. Ava has two half-sisters that are both going to the prom tonight. Katie is her half-sister on her dad's side, and so she's in pictures here, but her mom wanted her at her house so she could get pictures with her other half-sister, Allie. And so I can't wait to see those. I hope Allie posts them on Instagram. Okay, so the title is on there. Now let's start piling on Calvinball points. I'm not gonna go through the list and then pull things. I'm gonna do it kind of the other way around. Instead of stitching, I'll just pull things out of this bowl. And actually I have something here that I need to use. There's a photo corners point, and I cut these. I have some photo corners that would have been nice, but I wanted to punch these out out of a paper that came in the kit, because I'm going all kit all the time on this one. Like I said, the stitching is about the only thing that's from my stash. Let's see. I don't really want to do that one there. I think I'm going to go with just one photo corner. Maybe I'll do this one up at the top. Yeah, that's okay. That's not covering up anything interesting in the photo. Okay, there. Now, the first thing I grabbed out of the little bucket here was this washi tape. And I like the black and white stripe. I'm going to take a piece and I'm going to rip it so that we get just a very thin line of it. anywhere that I use it. I'm gonna let it go till it naturally rips, and I'm gonna kind of stick it right in here. And I've had some experience with this earlier today that tells me I may need to help it stay glued down, so the ends have curled a bit. Okay, so that's the washi tape requirement. I'll put that off to the side. This next one, there is an ice cream requirement, and I've got an extra piece that kind of stuck to my hand. I'm gonna stick it there, and we'll maybe group some embellishments around there. So I have this Lawn Fawn stamp set, and I stamped an ice cream carton, and Katie loves ice cream, so does Ava, so it seems appropriate to have it there. I stamped it on paper that was in the kit, so this I will prop up on some foam. And I'm not sure where I will put it, maybe here, and then the lid kind of off the circle. Actually, I don't like that. I'm gonna do this, and then the lid will go up here. I don't want to put the two stamped things on the same circle, and those are both stamped. There is a stamping point, so I'll get the ice cream point and stamping, and I can't claim the stamping for that. That's just a toadstool. I've already used gotten the points for the stamping once. Okay, so that will go like that. Okay, there's another requirement for a label. And I just took one of the ephemera cards from the kit. It's this one, I think. And I did a corner rounder on it. And so that will be my label. That's actually where I should have put the date stamp, right? Okay, I'll just kind of put it up here. I don't really want much of it showing, so I'm going to put it there. Kind of there, so it's kind of a make your own label. I do want it parallel. Okay. So that's mashed down. The next thing I'm going to take is a flamingo. There's a flamingo requirement, and I'm going to I like the idea of putting the flamingo overlapping the photo. So I'll put a little dab of glue where it overlaps, and I'll kind of snug it up over there. There we go. Okay. There's a requirement for balloons. Well, actually, I've got this butterfly kind of around here. There's a butterfly requirement and a wood veneer requirement, and this butterfly has wood veneer. So I don't have to use the other wood veneer item that I have. If I put it down here, it's too close to that blue. I could add some blue here and maybe have it going this way right at the end of that line of stitching. Okay. Another requirement is a stencil. And I've got this stencil that came in the kit. And before I get too much farther down the road, let me use the stencil I'll outline a heart kind of right there. see how that works. It would have been nice to do that before I had quite so many things adding to the quite so much dimension, let's say. Okay, and I'm going to kind of do some extra lines there, and then I might do a little bit of doodling when I get this off. Actually, I like it like that, so I think I'll leave it. Okay. Now let's go in here. It required a frame, so I cut this little square frame, and I was thinking of having it kind of come out this side of the photo. So I'll cut that in half, and I can use that on another layout. Okay. This is a color, a nice bright yellow color that doesn't occur anywhere else on the page, but I may find a way to add something. When I start adding the flowers, I think we'll see some more. Okay, there's a balloon requirement, and okay, this guy's not sticking well. I might just do the balloon over that one. As you can see, I have there's no rhyme or reason. Occasionally there is a consideration that I will mention, and the decisions are pretty free form, if you will. Okay, that has all the colors in the collection. That's just beautiful. And let's see, there's a house requirement, and there's a beautiful wood grain. There's also a wood grain. There's a beautiful wood grain paper that came in the kit. I'm gonna nestle this house under here because it is in front of our house that they're standing. So that seems to make sense, right? I'll put that there, and this here, and then I'll try to snuggle it under there because I still want the frame to show somewhat. And if I had thought about it, I might have looked for some white ink and stamped the toadstool kind of at the base of the house, but you know. There is I found something. This is not a Calvinball requirement, but it says date night and admit to, and then there's kind of like a little journaling block. And I thought maybe I could do, let me actually do some journaling. Said, Katie and Lynn are off to prom as we sob. And that's kind of, let me see if I can do, I'll put that on flat and let it kind of overlap this way between the two. And then I'll do the date night here, and and then I'll do this so that it covers up the February 14th, because it's obviously not the date that the photo takes place. Let's see what we can do here. See how this layers. I'll do it like that. And then I'll do moved the camera. Did that change anything? I guess everything's in view. Let's see. It says on the little journaling ticket, it says love ticket. Okay, so let me, that isn't exactly what I want. Something like this, and then I'll have to put something there. And let me see if I can find something. Ooh. Hedgehog. There's a hedgehog rule that just came out yesterday. So I've got this adorable little hedgehog. I'm going to put him right here. And he also covers the floral requirement. And I'll kind of do that. And you know, I think I may, let's see, just put a pop dot and see how that goes. That works. Okay, what are we going to put right there? I could fussy cut a flower. There is a gold foil requirement and a duck requirement. I have to fussy cut that duck. There is gold foil on this little piece of ephemera. So I thought I might put him there. There is a shamrock or clover requirement, and that's covered by that pattern paper that's in the kit. It's the Lucky Us collection by Pink Paisley, I guess. Okay, here's a floral. Here is there's a greenery, or and I think I'm gonna cut the greenery off this cup. I can probably use the cup for something else somewhere down the line. Where I should put this in here, right? I bet I can make it fit. Let me pull these off, and I'll put it on there. I'll put it there. And then I'll put these back, kind of shaped so that they I'm covering up that pretty striped paper. It's one of my favorite patterns there. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to fussy cut this duck. Did you ever think you'd say those words? I'm not gonna do real detailed cutting. I had to comb through, I actually went duck hunting today in my collection to see if I could find anything. And I found, this is some old October afternoon, and it's from a little card that it tells the story of the duck and the frog. Okay, I'll put a pop dot behind the duck, and then we figure out where the duck is going to go. Should I group the duck over here by the, let's see, maybe right here in the field, kind of pointing in a way to the title. floral piece. Maybe I'll stick that. We've already got flowers here. I don't need to use these flowers, and I've got my greenery. There's a requirement for a paper clip. Where am I going to put the paper clip? It's not really, ideal for that photo unless I kind of do it like this. Okay, and it can kind of stick up, and I have a part of it sticking out. Let me see if there's something I can actually put on there. There is an arrow requirement, and I could kind of insert the arrow here. Nah, not good. Let's see, a pop of yellow might be nice right here. I'll do that. And I'll just glue it down instead of trying to cut pop dots into the right size. I needed to leave there's a map requirement, and I have a Perspextive from Bramble Fox that that is a globe. So I'm going to go for the pop of yellow here, just kind of coming off that and going on to the black. Okay, and I've got a star. There's a star requirement. There was a beautiful wood star in the collection, in the kit. Let's see. Do I want to put it here by the wood grain house? And let's see where I will want to put the globe. The globe is kind of, don't want to put it there because that covers. Okay, where it would have been appropriate over this one. Oh, why don't I just do this? And put the bird. Can I unstick the bird? I'm trying very carefully to get that off so it doesn't leave any glue down. Okay, let's do the globe here, just under the tail of the balloons, kind of maybe halfway off the circle, and then the bird. We've got the butterfly here. Bird could go there. I'm gonna move the butterfly, put the butterfly kind of flying into the scene down here. The wood veneer, this star is wood veneer, and I wouldn't have had to use any more wood veneer, but I did want, that was the only star that was in the collection. Okay, so I'm going to do the bird there, and his tail does not hang off the page, so that's good. So now, gosh, I'm almost finished. And I think this is going to be a high 45 to 48 point thing. There's a crown requirement and a mulberry paper requirement. Well, I used there's a product, a mixed media product. I can't find the paper that I cut this from. But I used the mixed media product to color some paper, and so can you see that if I shine some light on it? Not really. Anyway, it's a dark purpley red. So I made this crown. I punched the crown out of that paper. So that paper was made with the kit. Let's see. I'm going to put the crown up here on that piece of paper so it has some dimension kind of coming up. There's nothing else in the bowl, so I think I like that. There's an enamel dot requirement, and I have, yeah, make sure that I peeled off the protective wrapping. Okay, there we go. Now, I will use these dots that came in the kit. I'll use the hearts, even though I don't need to, just because I always kind of tuck in some overlapping hearts. And you know what I didn't do was put a ladybug. There was no ladybug in the kit, and I don't have a punch for ladybug. Let's see, where do we need some color? Maybe kind of right. I can do a trio of these three colors. Maybe, I don't want them too close to that. Maybe up in here. Here and here, and I'll have the red one kind of overlapping the circle a bit. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to use there. Maybe there could be something down there. I think I'm going to say I'm done. I'll kind of glue a couple of these things down. It's certainly inspired by, but not absolutely true to either of the originals. Let me do what I said I was going to do as far as doing some doodling around some circles. I did want to do this one. I'll maybe do this one here with a little different kind of doodle. Maybe some dots inside those spots. And over here. So let's see if there's here and here. I might do, not gonna do that. I'll do this. Maybe some little straight lines. Maybe I'll do some lines on here to both kind of glue it down and also kind of add some interest to it. That washi tape also did not come in the kit, so that's another thing. Okay, there. Let me do something here around this circle, the photo circle. Okay, and let me go ahead and do something up here. All right, so I've added a little bit of interest there. Maybe mess things up, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm done. I've got a little bit of journaling. I've got my greenery, my hedgehog, my toadstool, my duck, my map, my crown, my hearts, my balloons, etc., etc. You get the idea. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate all of the feedback, and thank you for spending your time. See you next week. Bye.